Hey there, today we're going to do a new customer walkthrough of the CampOut. The CampOut is our new series of modular campers, which is adaptable for any situation. It has modules which allow you to change as your adventure needs change. This is on our shop Tundra. We make the CampOut for almost any truck out there. Over here on the driver's side, the first thing you're going to notice is our emergency exit window. Then something that is unique to the CampOut is that there are 3 sections of L-track that we've applied to the outside of both sides of the camper. L-track is super versatile. There's different hooks and connection points. You'll see on the other side, we have something else mounted on there. Very versatile. You can buy different products online that would fit this track system. Over here, we have the standard molle panel. This molle allows for the ultimate flexibility. There's tons of accessories like bags that you can attach to the molle securely to allow you to carry more gear and change by adventure. On the rear of the camper here, you have the optional propane system with our Truma furnace. Now this is an option. This is the one thing in the camper that you cannot add later. So the propane system, if you get that, this is where it goes. If you opt to not have a propane system, this is just an exterior storage locker with a lock. Here we have your rear steps. This is an option. This gives you access to the roof of the camper. It's also a great place to put a dog leash, a towel rack holder. Here you have your accessory solar connection. This you'll want to make sure you check polarity against the panel that you're using. This goes into your standard solar controller. Here you have your optional floodlights as well as your standard porch light, which is a nice amber light that illuminates the back of the camper. Coming around to the passenger side, we're going to have your standard downlights. This is a new addition for our camper as standard. This provides a nice warm glow around the camper. It allows you to go from the fire pit to the truck and be able to see where you're going. This is our power port station. Here you're going to have your shore power connection, which allows you to charge up your batteries. Also, when you're plugged in, you have use of 120 AC plugs. This can also be plugged into a campsite, a generator. Here you're going to have that 120 AC connection. Again, this will only function if A, you're plugged into shore power, or B, you've selected the optional inverter and that is on and working. Next here, you're going to have the optional exterior propane port. You only get this option when you select the propane stove on the inside of the camper. But this is great so you can take it from inside to outside and cook your meals. Here you have this awesome USB and USB-C connection so you can charge up your phone or a speaker outside. And then this is your DC plug for the Starlink Mini. This allows you to continue working even when you're way out there. There's a switch on the inside and this allows you to stay connected when you need to. I should mention that all of these are weather resistant, so you can have them plugged in while it's wet outside. Up here is going to be your exhaust for the optional furnace. You'll want to make sure that nothing is blocking or covering this outlet, especially if you're going to mount things to the molle panels or the L-track. Moving on over here, you'll see the passenger side molle panel. This is mounted onto 2 sections of that L-track. Something that's important to know is that there are some limitations to these tracks and the molle panels. So the molle, we don't recommend any more than 50 pounds hanging off of it. And then each individual L-track can hold up to 25 pounds. So something that spans all 3 L-track can hold up to 75 pounds. Here on this molle, we have this shovel mounted on here, super nice and sleek. We've also seen and used a surfboard mount as well as a snowboard mount using ski racks. So really great applications. There's endless possibilities so that you can carry all those things you need with you to support your adventures or your activities. Moving on over here, you'll see some examples of some L-track accessories. There's some great hooks to be able to hang things, some O-rings so that you can strap things. So again, there's just so much possibility out there and we can't wait to see how people are going to utilize the outside of the camper to carry gear. The last thing we'll go over on the outside here is the awning. So awnings mounted to the jack mounts. This is a Alucab Shadow 270 awning. There's also the Fiamma awning that is available separately. On the roof, you'll find a solar connection port. That's an MC4 connector that allows you to buy solar from us and have it connected, or do your own solar later down the line. You can also opt to get tracks as well as racks so that you can carry extra gear up on the roof. Before we go inside, let's talk a little bit about install day. So on install day, you'll want to arrive to the install with your tailgate removed. And then we're gonna do a few things to modify your truck so that way you can attach, or we can attach the camper to the truck as well as wire the truck to the camper. So the first thing that's gonna happen is we're going to wire your truck to the camper so that way when you're driving, the camper will charge. We'll make a really nice Anderson connection plug in the bed of the truck, which will connect the wiring to the camper. This is great because everything charges up while you're driving. Next, we're going to attach the camper to the truck. There's a few different ways that can happen. If you have a standard truck with an aluminum bed, we'll use eye bolts with turnbuckles to secure the camper to the truck. If you have a Tacoma or a Tundra like we have here, it requires the use of bed bars because it is a composite bed. One of the benefits of a truck camper is that it is very easily removable. So you can choose to get our jacks, so that allows you to take it on and off at home. Very simple process, comes with a hand crank or a drill bit adapter. You just slowly go around, lift the camper up. Of course, before that, you'll have to undo the turnbuckles that connect the camper to the truck, lift it up just a little ways away, and then you slowly drive out. And then to put it back on, it's the reverse of that. Takes a little bit of practice, takes about 30 to 45 minutes. I know folks that do it every single trip that they go on, or there's people that leave it on full time. So you get to decide how and when you want to have the camper on your truck. All right, so let's get that roof up. We're going to undo all 6 latches on the outside of the camper, and then we're gonna go inside and pop the top. As you're undoing the latches, you're going to want to ensure that both the latch handle and the latch itself come down and release the roof of the camper. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is to undo this barrel latch. Sometimes you want to put a little bit of upward pressure on this lift panel to help you release this lift panel. Next, we're going to push up and out on this knob and straight up on the wood panel above my head. When you get to the top, you're going to pop it into place and secure it with the strap. Now to lift the front of the camper, we're going to release our push bar. Now here, I'm going to push up on this wood panel, and I'm going to push in and out with this. Easy peasy, pop it into place and secure the push bar. In the ceiling of the camper, there are 4 LED lights. These are very simple to operate. 1 touch to turn off, 1 touch to turn on, or you hold it down to dim or brighten. Above me here is our fan. This one is standard, very easy to use. It comes with a remote control so that you can turn it on and off from bed. Also, very easy controls here. It includes a rain sensor. Very, very whisper quiet, really nice fans. You can also opt to get one over the bed. The camper also comes equipped with some safety features. You're going to have a smoke and CO2 detector, as well as a fire extinguisher. And then there will be your emergency exit window, which is on the driver's side here. All right, now for the exciting part, the modules. So you can see that this camper we're in is fully equipped. So this one has pretty much all of the modules that you can get in this camper. There are 2 that are standard. You have your power module as well as your utility module. And then you have some optional module locations. You have your water module location, your fridge module location, and your seating module location. Within any of these, you can have some different options such as tall storage, short storage with a platform. You can get it without the fridge and just do a platform if you have your own fridge. You can extend the seating by adding cushions to the platform, so you end up with a nice big seating here. And all of these optional ones are your choice. You can get them initially from when you first get the camper, order it from the factory with these modules, or you can choose to add later. You can order it via our website or through your local dealer for install, and it makes it for a really, really flexible camper. And that's the beauty of the CampOut, that you can add or remove modules or add them later as your needs change. Before we get into each individual module location, let's talk a little bit about the construction of the modules. So to build these and make them super sturdy, we're using a 1-inch slotted aluminum extrusion with honeycomb side panels and an HDPE door with super heavy duty latches, so that way it's nice and secure. This camper that we're in has been on so many test trips. It's been all the way down to the tip of Baja, and it has held up great. This camper looks and feels like new. Really a testament to the durability of this style of module. All right, first up is going to be our power module. The things that come standard with the power module are a single lithium battery. You can opt to add a second one. You're going to have all of your power components, so your BC-DC with solar controller, your converter for the shore power, as well as your fuse panels and your circuit breakers. So starting at the bottom, that's where your batteries are going to live. This middle cabinet is going to house all of your circuit breakers and fuse panel. If you've selected the optional inverter, the inverter also lives in this middle cabinet. And then if you've selected the propane module with the Truma furnace, this is where your Truma furnace and its controller lives. We do have a separate video as to how to use the whole Truma system, so check that one out. Moving up from here, you're going to have some of your switches and plugs. You have your exterior down and your optional floodlight switch. This is the control for that 2000 watt inverter. Here you have your little plug panel. This has a 12 volt plug as well as 2 USBs and your switch for your exterior DC port for Starlink. Here you have your smart battery controller. This gives you a lot of information about your power system, the state of your batteries, as well as your solar. On the roof, of course, to complement this system, there are various solar options that you can choose from straight from the factory. And it also has that MC4 connector up there if you want to add solar later. Here you have your 120 plug. This will only function if you're plugged into shore power or if you've selected and have on your optional inverter. Here is the Truma controller. You have a nice bamboo countertop here. This is the power module. All right, on the rear driver's side is going to be your utility module. Now this one does have some extra options, but what's standard is going to be one interior storage cabinet and one exterior accessible storage locker. If you opt to get the propane system with the Truma furnace, the propane system will live in one of these cabinets. In the full size, the propane is going to be on the bottom and your inside storage on top. In a mid-size model, your propane storage is going to be on this top cabinet and your storage is going to be on the lower cabinet. In any CampOut, you have 2 stove options. One of them is going to be a propane stove like this one here. You're going to have a quick connect port on the inside as well as that exterior port so you can take the stove from inside to outside. Your second option is going to be an induction stove. Again, that can be used inside or outside, but you do have to have that inverter so that you get that 120 power to be able to use it in either of those plug locations. In our full-size models, the stoves will live over here on the driver's side. In your mid-size models, they're going to live on top of the power module. In both cases, if you select the stove option, we're going to install a small section of L-track with a strap to secure this in place so that when you're on those rough roads, this doesn't shake around. Moving on to the optional water storage location. Now we talked about a little bit how within each of these optional locations, there are various options. So this is one of the options. This gives you a full water system. It's going to include this Dometic Go faucet as well as a sink to do your dishes. It's going to come equipped with 3 of the Dometic Go jugs for fresh water, as well as an additional 4th one, so an extra one for your gray water. So this is a really great self-contained system, really easy to fill those water jugs as well as empty your gray water. We do recommend that you sanitize these water jugs every once in a while. Those instructions can be found on the Dometic website. You just want to make sure everything's nice and clean so that you can drink some fresh water. The Dometic Go system is super easy to use. A tap to turn it on, tap to turn it off. This has a nice magnetic base so that it extends over the sink for easy washing. And then the great part about this system is that you can remove one of the water jugs, you can remove this faucet and take it outside so you can wash your hands or wash dishes outside. If you do not feel like you want a built-in water system in this camper, you can also select a few different options in this location. The first is going to be a tall storage module, which would look just like this, minus the sink and faucet and all of the jugs. So you'll have a nice big storage on this top cabinet and storage on the bottom cabinet as well. You can also opt to get just a platform. So the platform would end here and it would line up with where the seating module is. And the great part with that is that it allows you the flexibility to put your luggage on there, add some drawers, whatever you want to add to it. It just is a base to be able to attach to it. You can also opt to get that platform with a cushion so that you could extend seating or just have seating in this location. Again, it's that modular flexibility that allows this camper to be exactly what you need and nothing you don't. Now you might be wondering how easy it is to build your own modules. Like we said, that you will be able to order modules later, either flat packed directly from us or with your local dealer. We just made a really great video explaining all of the basics as to how to build one of our modules. So check that video out if you are curious about building your own modules. Moving back over to the driver's side, we have our fridge module location. So there's a few options that you can choose from here. This one is our fully equipped fridge module. It comes with a chest fridge, a platform, as well as lockable storage below. You can also opt to get just the platform in case you have your own fridge. You can attach it there, or again, you can use it for luggage. You can also choose to get the additional cushion so that you can make a seat here or extend the seating when used in combination with the seating module. Our last module is our seating module. Now this is one module, but it's two locations. So in our 6 and 8 foot versions, it's going to be front dinette style seating like you see here. In our 5 foot models, it's going to be a bench seat. So it'll extend this way and the fridge module actually moves to this corner over here. So in this front dinette version, you get nice 2 deep seats. You're gonna have this lagoon table, which has a ratchet style system. So there's infinite possibilities as to where you can move and secure this table. This option is great. It allows you a place to sit and eat and do work or play games. It really complements and completes the camper. You can also opt to not have a seating module, and then you would have open floor space to do whatever you want with. We just popped out the table so I could show you the storage for the seating module. You have top accessible storage, and there's also this full length door so you can access that additional storage underneath the seats. Now let's talk about DIY possibilities. The beauty of the CampOut is that there's so much flexibility to build it your way. Whether you buy modules from us from the get-go, you buy them from your dealer to install later, or you buy them yourself to have flat packed and shipped to you to build yourself. There's ultimate flexibility in so many different combinations that are available. For DIY possibilities, all of the CampOuts come standard with a combination of tracks and plus nuts in the floor pack and the walls of the camper. This allows you to secure cabinets in place. It's really important to know that those attachment points, they're not meant to be weight bearing, so they don't take a vertical load. They're meant to fix things in place so that you have a snug fit and things don't move around. All of our campers come standard with a slide out cab over bed. This is a queen size. You'll slot the cushions in here. In our full-size models, you also have the option to choose a king-size bed. One thing we love about the CampOut is its flexibility and how nice and big and open it is in here. There is so much possibility. Whether, I choose to get the platform with the cushions so that I can have extra seating for friends when we go on a ski trip. I can take this water module out and replace it with the platform so I can throw my gear on there. There's a lot of ways that I can do this, whether you get it from the get-go or you add it later. There's just so much possibility, and we're very, very excited about this camper and can't wait to see the creativity that our customers bring to this camper and building it their way so that it matches their needs at any given time by adding or removing or changing, and just that DIY potential that this camper has. To see a CampOut in person, head to your local 4-wheel camper dealer. You can build a CampOut for yourself via our website and the builder tool, and we'll see you down the trail.